What's up, folks? Hope you're doing well. I wanted to run through the recent Vermintide 2 update and give you a friendly, detailed walkthrough of what changed, why it matters, and how it might affect your runs. The update itself landed as a focused hotfix, and it's short and surgical rather than sweeping. Its headline is a fix for a hard crash that could happen when players try to join an ongoing match on the new Return to the Reik mission. And alongside that, there are a bundle of stability and performance improvements aimed at making the game feel cleaner and less likely to abruptly disconnect you in the middle of a run. If you've been playing the new map and noticed people suddenly dropping or guests failing to join, that's the exact situation this patch addresses, so it's worth knowing how it works under the hood and what to expect next time you queue up. Walking through the patch notes in plain language, the main items are a targeted crash fix that prevented clients from reliably joining sessions already in progress on the Return to the Reik map, general stability improvements across multiple subsystems to reduce hard crashes and hangups, and a handful of performance optimizations that should help with memory usage and reduce hitching on some hardware. There are also minor fixes and QOL tweaks that typically appear in these hotfixes. Things like small UI corrections, edge case bug fixes that only appear under rare conditions, and server-side adjustments to matchmaking and session handoff behavior. None of these are sweeping play balance changes or new loot tweaks. They are maintenance-focused and intended to smooth the online experience after a fresh map drop generated a handful of immediate reports from players. What this practically means for you is pretty straightforward. If you had been experiencing crashes, specifically when joining friends who were already a few minutes into a Return to the Reik run, you should notice that those crashes become far less common. If you host games, your guests should be able to connect more reliably without the session failing or kicking people out. The performance tweaks won't suddenly transform low-end rigs into beasts, but they will reduce some of the more annoying stutters and memory-related slowdowns, especially in long missions where garbage collection and repeated asset streaming can sometimes spike frame time. Stability improvements are the sort of thing that one fix may patch a particular crash, another may close a memory leak, and together they reduce the number of random crashes that break immersion. Let me walk you through what to say in your video when you present the patch notes, so it sounds natural and conversational. Start by acknowledging players who jumped into Return to the Reik and ran into connectivity problems. Empathize with that frustration. Then explain the fix in accessible terms. You could describe the joining crash as a mismatch in how the client requested map assets and how the host server handed them off mid-run, and that the developers patched the handshake or asset streaming path to avoid that race condition. After that, move into the broader stability performance section by explaining that these fixes often include memory management tweaks, netcode resiliency changes, and small optimizations to asset loading. Emphasize that these are quality of life improvements rather than content changes. Players won't be seeing balance changes or new mechanics either side, but they will get a smoother experience, which matters a lot for a cooperative game where one crash can ruin a full match. Now for a few specific talking points you can read directly. The patch resolves crashes that could occur when joining ongoing matches on the new mission, improves overall stability and reduces the chance of unexpected disconnects, and contains performance improvements that lower memory usage and smooth frame pacing in certain scenarios. Additionally, there are minor fixes to UI elements and session handling which prevent some edge case errors from surfacing. You can phrase that cleanly as a single flowing paragraph in your script so it doesn't break the rhythm of the presentation. It's also useful to add perspective. Hotfixes like this are normal after a map release because new content changes the ways assets and network flows are used. When developers push a map, players immediately stress scenarios that automation didn't cover. Long sessions, lots of players joining mid-run, or unusual hardware combinations, and the devs respond quickly to patch the most visible problems. Reassure your viewers that a small, focused hotfix is a good sign. It means the team is watching reports and responding to concrete issues, rather than pushing a giant, risky overhaul. For viewers who are technical or curious, you can mention that fixes often touch things like asset streaming priorities, session migration code paths used when players join mid-game, and fixes for conditions that cause the client to request unavailable resources leading to a crash. Keep the explanation light and approachable. You don't need to deep dive into engine internals, but a couple of sentences that explain this was a timing issue when joining in-progress matches will satisfy most players and sound informed. Close your segment by summarizing the mood. This isn't a content update. It's a stability drop meant to make the new map more playable for groups and reduce frustration. If you're narrating gameplay footage, time the patch explanation over a clip of a smooth run so viewers can visually appreciate the reduced hitching and fewer crashes. Keep the tone positive without overselling. Let the patch speak for itself through examples and practical commentary about how the experience is improved. That's the script in spirit. Conversational, clear, and tuned to players who want to know what changed and why it matters. Present the patch notes as helpful maintenance that improves the game's reliability, describe the technical fix in accessible terms, and give viewers a sense of the practical impact on their sessions.